since I have been online and uploading videos and doing things like that in this carnivore sphere. Um, there's I want to connect. I mean, just want to reconnect and let you know that I'm still here. I will be here. I am always here. Uh, I, uh, Answering questions and just trying to help people get a better understanding of what this carnivore world means for especially herpes, which is where my focus is, and how we can how we can kind of get some control. Hey, Shelley, I was thinking about you just now and wondering how you have been. In fact, I went into the comments to see if you had added another comment because you know you were talking about how things were going for you. And the last time we talked, how are you? This is one of the reasons to finish my thought is that there's specific questions that people have, and the number one specific question that people with herpes have is, well, I've been carnivore for 2 months now, or a month, or 3 months, and I'm still getting outbreaks. What is going on? How come it's not doing anything for me when it did so much for you? And I keep coming back to that. It's one of the hardest things for people to latch onto, because in today's world out there, right, we're so used to having, go and take a pill and it's gonna, if it's not gone in a few days, then we have to figure out what's going wrong. I mean, we want instant health, when in my world and my understanding of things, a more natural approach, like changing your diet and seeing how that helps you, is going to take 6 months. At least it did for me. 6 months. And 6 months was pretty much my marker. And, I was pretty healthy. Shelley says I'm doing really well. I can eat eggs just fine. Oh, hardly any outbreaks. Okay. That is so cool. So the egg thing is fine with you, right? Was the other thing that I wanted to talk about, people who are getting outbreaks. I had a comment recently last week. I'm 50 days on carnivore and I had 3 outbreaks already, with one of those sad faces. And yes, absolutely. It takes some time, and the whole point of this channel, me being here, is because I needed that time, and I sat with it. I sat with the outbreaks through those 6 months. But each time I got an outbreak, it was just a little bit better, and if not a lot better. After 3 months, things just really, the last outbreak I had was on my wrist, of all places, right? But I was getting all over my wrist, because I had gotten it everywhere else, and my herpes was like, where can we go now? Total invasion of my body, right? So it was on my wrist, but it was just like 2 or 3 blisters. That's it. And actually, during that time, they had somewhat erupted into like a typical herpes outbreak, but it was just for a couple of days. Like it was really minimal. It was so minimal, and I thought, if this is all that's going to happen, if this is it, I'm saved. I can have outbreaks all the time. If they're like this, I don't care, because I was really, really suffering. I really had them bad. So, but I didn't get an outbreak anywhere else on my body. So an example, right? I'm an artist, right? There's my painting stuff. I was out painting last week. I left in the morning and I came back in the afternoon and I walked in the hot sun. I got burned because I was painting in an area where I was still getting sunlight on me, and I got burned. I got burned. My face, I got sunburned. And you all know that if you get sunburned, like one of the first things that's going to happen is the big cold sore is going to come out and you're going to be like, boom. And I would get like, I used to just, obviously it was starting here on my, on my lips. But anywhere that the sun was hitting me, I would just get a huge outbreak. I would just get outbreaks. Nothing happened. I'm 4 years in, 4 years plus a few months. I got sunburned and I didn't get anything. I did not take medications. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. And what can I say? I get to be out in this beautiful Greek sun, out on the island, down on the beaches, painting. This painting that I have here was done yesterday evening. It wasn't too terribly hot, but I got to sit in the sun. It was 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so it wasn't a burning time to be in the sun. But I can be in the sun. I can carry this, 10 kilos on my back with my plein air painting stuff and hike across the island in midday, and I'm fine. Like, I'm not fainting, which I used to do. I've got all this energy. My joints are perfect. I'm strong. I have the ability to be in the heat, which I didn't have before carnivore. So many beautiful things change. So this person who wrote this is like, 3 outbreaks already, and oh my gosh, he did write back because I left a comment for him. I'm assuming it's a him. That he's had many benefits. If you're not a he, I'm so sorry. How long were you carnivore before you started feeling like I didn't catch the rest of that, Shelley. How long was I carnivore? I don't know why the comments don't just stay up here. I don't know why I can't just keep the comments up here so I can read them. Anyways, but you're asking me how long it took. I needed 6 months, if that's what you're asking, right? 6 months to just pull everything together. The Hashimoto's thing, the herpes. I never, ever dreamed that this carnivore thing would make me feel like I'm 30 again, that the arthritis would go, that everything else that was bothering me would go. I'm just 30 years old again, and I'm 61. So it was really surprising. It was shocking. I sleep better. I just thought that, when you get older, you don't sleep as much. That's what happens to everybody, right? When you get older and you go through menopause, you gain weight. You can't help it. All older women gain weight. Isn't that right? That I'm not a muscular person. I don't do the workouts, which I need to do. But now I do plein air painting, and I just carry this thing on my back, and it's giving me a great workout because I'm going up and down hills, which are 45-degree angle hikes up just to get up to the house, and it's incredible. So after people who are starting carnivore, it is typical, especially in the first few months, as your body is changing, as your microbiome is changing, as you're getting readjusted into this new lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle change, it's not a diet, uh, then your body is able to, once everything gets readjusted and reset, your body is able to build up, the immune system will get built up, will get stronger, and then it will begin to take care of the herpes outbreaks when the herpes has, the typical thing that it does, right? And the timing that, like, every 2 weeks, let's go out and have a party on your body. That's the way that I always saw it. Oh God. Oh, awful. And that's the thing. So you really need to let go of the indoctrinated idea that you can take a pill and it's all going to go away. You'll be fine, right? It's going to help you. I'm not saying that pills aren't going to help you. I'm not at all in that mind frame. People need to do what they need to do, and if you've got to take something, you take it, obviously. But no matter what you're doing, no matter where your mindset is, you're gonna do alternative medicines, you're going to do conventional medicines. I don't care what it is. No matter what you do, you have the choice to make a decision about your diet, what you're going to put in your mouth. That's your decision. That's your decision. So if you're going to make this move into the carnivore diet, whether you're going to do it for forever or whether you're going to do it for a period of time to see what works for you and what doesn't, if that after 6 months you're on a carnivore diet and you're strict carnivore and your herpes outbreaks have stopped and the other parts of your body are healing, then you can think, if you want, maybe I'll try a ketogenic diet, a classic ketogenic diet. And if that works for you and you're not getting outbreaks anymore, great. Then maybe you go into a low carb kind of thing. Everything depends on you. And I help people really hone in, get rid of everything, because this is an elimination diet. You start there, and that's where my carnivore thing comes in, right? You start there, and you work with this limited amount of foods that you're eating. And if you're still getting outbreaks and they're happening all the time, and it's difficult, then you can begin to push some things out, like egg whites. Before you get rid of the egg yolks, try eliminating the egg whites. Does it mean that you'll never eat egg whites again? No, it just means for now you're not going to eat the egg whites. You're just going to focus on the yolks. And if you're still having problems with that, well, okay, maybe it's not the eggs, maybe it's the pork. So you eliminate the pork and you keep eating chicken and fish and, your ruminant animals, beef, lamb, goat, deer, all the ruminant animals out there. And you just focus on that. And then obviously if you're eating dairy would be another thing that you just push out, and you focus on moving into a lion diet type of thing. Are you drinking coffee or tea? Well, maybe that would be the next thing that moves out. You work with this limited amount of foods, the foods you can count on your fingertips. Like, this is all you're working with. So you're going to get rid of one, you get rid of the other. You're still getting outbreaks after a month. Okay, let's just really minimize this. Your body is going to regenerate and refocus, and you're going to get stronger. I don't know anybody. I don't know of anybody who hasn't had positive benefits. Some still have outbreaks for a while. I did for 6 months. Others stop. I don't know, after 3 months, their body stops the herpes outbreaks. They're just not happening anymore, or they're happening a lot less. Or if they are happening, they're not this huge, difficult outbreak. where you can't move and you can't go outside and you can't go to work and you can't do anything. And oh, oof. I mean, I I that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I am not like a hardcore dogmatic carnivore type. Like, if you're eating a ketogenic lifestyle, if that's where you are, great, go with that. I would say if you're still getting outbreaks, that focus just on carnivore. That's what I would do. And no, I'm not a doctor, and you guys all know I'm just an artist on this Greek island who suffered greatly with herpes for 15 years. Just intense outbreaks, one after the other. I mean, I pretty much lost my 40s to being indoors and not able to work. I'm not able to do anything. It just all stopped at 56 when I went carnivore, and I haven't had an outbreak since. 4 years, right? Well, 3 years and 9 months now. I haven't had an outbreak. I haven't had an outbreak. No herpes. Like they just don't happen. I have herpes. They're still there. I mean, I know they're still there, and I'll probably always have them. But they're just not part of my composition anymore. They're they're in a coma. That's what it's like, right? Yeah, it is incredible. And other people, and like I came out on this channel, I started this channel saying, well, I don't know, maybe other people want to try this. And so I started talking about it. And then when I got on Dave Mack's podcast and he interviewed me about my story, all sorts of people came out and said, hey, gosh, I don't get cold sores anymore either. Or people who had, bad outbreaks like me came out and said, yeah, that doesn't happen to me either. They stopped. Maybe they went carnivore for other reasons, never imagining that it would stop herpes outbreaks as well. Maybe people got bad outbreaks, once or twice a year, not, not every month. I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry about it. People suffering out there like I did. I don't wish it on my worst enemy, which I don't think I have an enemy, but if I had one, I would not want anybody. I don't want anybody to suffer like that. It's whoa. You all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Even a cold sore, just one cold sore, a big one, right? It's a dent. It's a dent in your daily life. It's a weight. It's something it just pulls you down. Imagine having, people who get them all over their bodies, or really intense. On your face, or genital herpes, or herpes zoster, which can be also extremely painful. Thank goodness I do not have that kind of pain, that kind of nerve pain with my herpes zosters. I have pain because of the pain of the actual blisters, and the pain of the shame that I have experienced, that just feeling feeling sick, like you feel sick. Fevers, I used to get fevers when I would have these crazy outbreaks. I couldn't move, couldn't go outside, I couldn't do anything, just like in bed or on the couch, just waiting for this to end, waiting for it to be over. And emotional dives, right? And that's based in the shame. and not the genital herpes, just the whole thing, the whole thing. So yeah, it was. I really feel it when when I talk about it, and it is the reason why I laugh, because because I don't want to cry on thinking about it, and knowing that there's others out there who really really suffer. And speaking of the shame of it, that shame, like, especially people who have genital herpes, and they, feels like you're, everything's messed up. It's all done. It's over. And it's not. No, it's not. Your sexual life is not dead and gone because of genital herpes. It's not. It's not. But the commonality of it is so intense that, and this is not as an excuse to just, whatever. If you've got genital herpes, be responsible and tell other people before you sleep with them, because that's the honest, honorable, responsible thing to do. And if you want to get better with yourself and with where you are in your herpes, especially genital herpes, you need to be open and honest about it. That's a whole nother area. But what I want to say is that most people, like a lot of people, don't know that they are actually carrying herpes, genital herpes, let's say HSV2. They actually don't know. And they've never been diagnosed. They don't get outbreaks. Maybe they had like something that looked like an ingrown hair. I mean, I say this all the time. Go look it up, right? Go look it up on like PubMed, and there's this great channel, information, I think Australia or New Zealand, where I was reading an article on that, which was based on the CDC PubMed surveys and research that they have on there about herpes. It's like, okay, they are suspecting like 6 out of 10 people have genital herpes that they know of, right? But what about those who don't even know that they have it? And I'm not saying it's, 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 people have genital herpes, but man, 6 out of 10 is a huge number. It's huge. It's huge. Cold sores, who doesn't have cold sores? Who has never had a cold sore in their life? Somebody tell me that. Maybe there's one person, two, I would maybe 1 or 2 out of 1,000 that, don't quote me on anything, right? I'm just pulling numbers out of my own head because I live on this tiny Greek island. I'm an artist. I'm not anybody, I got to keep saying that because I am just out here talking about my story, what happened to me, and helping others along the way. People who need guidance, people who want community as they're trying the carnivore diet to maybe see if this actually helps with their herpes. So I'm here. All you need to do is contact me. All you need to do is send me a message here on this YouTube channel, and I will get back to you. I do coaching. I will get you through like however long you need me. I will be there for you, in a private one-on-one. We talk on Zoom, I do that. But you know what, you guys? I will never stop communicating with people who are suffering from herpes, who maybe can't afford coaching, like the private coaching kind of thing. I'm going to answer your questions anyways. I'm here for you anyways. I'm just saying that's there for those who want to like really connect. And, you all know how that whole private coaching thing goes. But definitely don't need to. Anybody that is suffering from herpes and wants to try the carnivore diet, I'm here for you. I'm going to talk with you. I'm going to tell you everything I know. I'm not going to hold anything back from what I have learned. Maybe it can help you. Maybe it's something that works for you. And I've got another person in the Discord channel that I'm in, that I have, that I have. I always see myself as a community member, as everybody else in there, who is like, you know, animal based now. Started carnivore. His herpes situation is better, not perfect, but carnivore based, and things are getting better. So even animal based, the animal based is eating meats. Is the focus is on meats again, ruminant animals, eggs, fats, butter, ghee, tallow, right? And then low glycemic fruits, right? Like avocados, you can eat avocados, cucumbers, olives, things like that. Not apricots or apples or bananas. Forget those, right? Those are like way out there. Those would be found in the low carb world if you want to be a low carb. And you can try that as well. But if you are getting outbreaks, if you're not getting better, if other things in your life aren't getting better, move into carnivore, move into carnivore. And maybe some of you do it slowly. Maybe some of you go boom right into it and just, go through the adjustment process, that keto flu, or, when carbohydrates are eliminated from your diet, then your body switches over into using ketones, and everything works differently. So there is a time period of adjustment. It's, the carb addiction. You're going through the phase of, you're going through that phase of getting rid of the addiction, and you can kind of go into that so-called keto flu. It's not a keto thing. It's a lack of carb thing. So I'm here for everybody, and I love the questions that you're sending in. I love people saying, "Hey, the typical question. I've been doing this for 2 months now, and I'm still getting outbreaks." And then the question comes in, okay, first of all, what are you eating? And I need everything. What are you eating and what are you drinking? What's going in here? That's the number one thing. Then we begin to look at the foods that you can eliminate for now and get even more specific. And, some people look at Michaela Peterson, Jordan Peterson went strict into the lion diet kind of thing. I mean, Michaela Peterson came up with that term and that whole movement, the lion diet, which is just ruminant animals, salt, and water. Literally, that's it, right? And they've been doing that for years, and have not had any health problems, no problems with their health. Okay, well, some people can do that. Other people may just do the classic carnivore diet and get rid of dairy, and get rid of eggs and pork. Maybe that's where they're at, but you're still having a coffee, right? Which was like a pretty common thing on the carnivore diet. Not everybody does it. I do. I'm okay with coffee. I don't have any problems if I'm drinking coffee. So, or any problems that I know of. But, nothing is showing up. I sleep well. My arthritis is gone. My UTIs are gone. Everything is just back to normal, like I was when I was 30. It's great. So, so that's what I just wanted to come on and chat about that. I have another Sniper Jordan who is working with carnivore-ish, and which is great. He's found a solution. He found out that he had SIBO, SEBO, and he has taken antibiotics for that and has healed the SIBO. And his outbreaks, for the most part, from what I understand, are minimal, if at all. Like, he was a very constant person getting outbreaks, and now like months go by before he'll have something, and then if he does, from what I understand, it's minimal, like hardly anything. Like maybe I don't know, you get a bump on your lip, or it's itching and you think, oh, this is an outbreak happening, but then nothing happens, that kind of thing. So you may have some kind of health issue that you don't even know you have, right? SIBO, right? That will mess things up. That will mess up your metabolic health, which will mess up the way your immune system responds. And especially if you've got some kind of autoimmune issue, it's perfect for the herpes virus to, like, yeah, come out and party on your body. That's what it does. I apparently, which I didn't know, had Hashimoto's, like huge high markers for Hashimoto's, thyroid problem, which apparently was the reason why I was getting the outbreaks that I was getting, to that extent, like all over my body. I mean, who gets herpes zoster on both sides of their body? Who, right? I mean, very few people. I feel so lucky and privileged, right? that I was one of them. Uh, so so the carnivore diet completely got rid of that thyroid problem, the Hashimoto's. It's just not a part of me anymore. I just recently went and got blood tests to check it again. It ain't there. Like, I don't have it. And no drugs. I didn't take anything. I don't have it. I'm blabbing, so I'm going to shut down and go check my food. We're cooking oxtail soup today. Oxtail, delicious. Oh my God, oxtail, all the cartilage, all the fats. There's just so much to get in there, and perfect if you get leg cramps and things like that. It's just a great source of of all the minerals that and cartilage and things like that we need. So I'm going to finish that, get back to my painting, and get on with my day. I'll see you guys all very soon. Give me your questions, your comments. I still want this channel to grow. I need to get it up and moving. Just haven't had the time to work with carnivore for a while. So lots of hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening, for those of you here that have stuck with me throughout this half hour of hanging out on this here tiny Greek island. Take a look at the view. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.